Hi guys, it's Stock Curry. There's a lot of news that you need to know about before the markets open on Friday, including the jobs numbers, inflation numbers, what Elon Musk is doing, the Hindenburg report, share offerings, and more. So let's get into it! Okay, first of all, US jobless claims fell to their lowest level in 52 years. Unemployment filings fell to 184,000 last week. There are now more than 11 million job openings in the United States and less than 7 million people who are looking for work. That is the lowest ratio of unemployed people to job openings that we have ever seen in the United States. So if you just look at the jobs numbers, the economy is the strongest it has been in decades. Now, of course, you would expect stocks to rise on that news, but they didn't. The market was down quite a bit today, and the NASDAQ was down almost 2%. Now, stock futures are flat right now, and the reason the markets dropped today and the reason futures are flat is because forget the jobs numbers, nobody cared. Everybody is focusing on the inflation numbers that are coming out Friday morning. And boy oh boy, the inflation numbers are expected to be the highest reading in nearly 40 years. Wall Street is expecting a 0.7% gain month over month and a 6.7% gain year over year. If that happens, it will be the highest year over year gain since 1982. And that is what has a lot of people worried, because if inflation does in fact come in as hot as it's expected to, there's a good chance that the Fed, when they have their meeting on Wednesday, they're going to decide to either raise interest rates a lot sooner than expected or wrap up their tapering even sooner than expected. And that's the big fear right now. That's why the markets are down. So on Friday, if we see a big drop like we're expecting to see, we could see the markets absolutely tank. However, if the inflation numbers come in just a little bit better than expected, keep in mind, they're already expected to be the worst they've ever been. If they can come in even a little bit better than expected, we could see the markets rise up significantly on Friday. So all eyes on Friday are going to be to the inflation numbers coming out Friday morning right before the markets open. And in other news, Elon Musk and other leaders are selling stocks at historic levels. Now, some of this can be explained by tax changes looming, where the taxes next year are going to go up significantly. And so a lot of these founders and a lot of large investors want to sell their stocks now in the 2021 tax year before taxes go up next year. However, there's also a note in this article that talks about how insiders have a long history of being able to sell at the peaks of their stocks, and then they buy in at the bottom of their stocks. Insiders know what's going on. They know when their company's stock is overvalued. And right now, we're seeing a lot of insiders who are selling because they think their stocks are overvalued. Now, of course, the stock market being overvalued is no surprise. We already know that. You can look at the Shiller PE index, you can look at the dividend yields, you can look at so many things to realize this stock market is way overvalued. In fact, it's more overvalued than it has been since the 1999 dot-com bubble. And in fact, Daniel Taylor, an accountant professor at University of Pennsylvania who studies trading, said that the insider selling that's going on right now marks the most selling he has seen since the dot-com bubble in 2000. Now, all of this doesn't really matter much right now, but it does have insight into the bear market that is expected to take place next year in 2022. And of course, in past bear markets, we've seen the bear market start in Asia, then move over to Europe, and then finally over to the United States. And right now, China is in a lot of trouble. Their economy is falling. The Evergrande just completely defaulted on some major debt that was due, and it is not looking good. Foreign investors are losing a ton of money in China right now. That is going to have trickle effects because as foreign investors lose money in China, they're going to have to sell other securities in Europe and in the United States to offset some of those losses. And so it's going to cause more selling pressure in Europe and in the United States. So it's really not good right now. And as China's economy continues to fall, China is going to be in a really tough spot trying to bottom things out and level things off and get their economy turned around. The problem is right now they're so invested in their social programs that they're just not at all focused on the economy. They're destroying their economy in order to focus on social programs. And that is going to have a lot of really negative effects throughout the world. And this is the kind of thing that could absolutely trigger a bear market next year. Okay, that wraps it up for the overall market news. Now we're going to get into the individual stock news and the individual stock picks. For those of you guys who are new to this channel, my name is Stock Curry. I used to work as an analyst for some large investment banks, and now I analyze stocks for you. Every day, I watch hours and hours and hours of videos from the top finance channels, and then I consolidate all of the stock picks into a single video. I give you both the cliff notes on the stock picks as well as my analysis on the stock picks. Now, if anything I talk about today piques your interest, make sure you listen to who I say talked about that stock, and then go watch their video to get the full details on what they said. Now, all I ask for putting all of this together for you guys is that you hit that like button, subscribe, and follow the page so that you can get notified when I release my next video. In fact, I'll give you 5 seconds to do that right now. Alright, before we get into our stock and crypto picks, I want to remind you that I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I talk about today is a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold. These are just my opinions, which may or may not be accurate. Please do your own research before investing in any asset. If you're wondering what you're looking at right now, this is the Webull desktop app. Webull is the app that I use for my trading, and it is also the app that I use in all of my videos. If you'd like to get 2 free stocks worth up to $2,300, you can sign up for Webull using my link in the description below. When you sign up for Webull using my link in the description below and deposit just $1, Webull will send you 2 free stocks worth up to $2,300. Alright, let's get into today's stock and crypto picks. And first up is MATIC. This is Polygon. Polygon is a multi-chain scaling solution for the Ethereum blockchain, designed to reduce the speed and cost of the Ethereum network. Keenan Gray showed us how MATIC is running up despite crypto overall trending down. MATIC has a lot of use case, especially as the use case for Ethereum continues to increase. But once Ethereum 2.0 comes out, all of the issues Polygon fixes will be solved by Ethereum 2.0. So Keenan Gray said he only expects MATIC to run up until Ethereum 2.0 comes out. Further, you should be aware that 73.5% of all MATIC tokens are held by just 10 wallets. That means MATIC is heavily controlled by just a few people. That creates significant risk that one of those whales might dump their coins and cause a crash in the price of MATIC. Now, if you're interested in buying Polygon, you've been able to buy MATIC on Crypto.com for some time now. When you buy on an exchange like Crypto.com, you own the coins and you can transfer them to a hard wallet. I also want to let you know that MATIC is now available on Webull as well. Webull is better for swing trading, so if you're interested in MATIC for a short-term trade, you can trade it on Webull. Keenan Gray said MATIC makes a great swing trade due to the volatility of it. But that volatility can also cause huge losses as well as huge gains. MATIC swings between 69 cents and $2.68. So that is a massive 400% swing. You could lose 80% of your investment if you buy in close to $3. So just be aware of that if you decide to buy in. And next up is SHIB. This is Shiba Inu. Keenan Gray let us know that while Robinhood has not made any official announcement on listing SHIB, there is a rumor that Robinhood had an executive meeting on Thursday to discuss the possibility of listing SHIB as well as 2 or 3 other cryptos in January. So if that happens, we could see Shiba Inu run up in January. Now, in the short term, SHIB continues to consolidate, and like I've been saying over the past few days, I do expect a breakout on Shiba Inu soon. I just don't know which direction it will break out, either up or down. Remember, there was a large whale who bought SHIB 2 days ago who was betting on SHIB breaking out to the upside. And next up is EVGO. This is EVgo. EVgo is the largest network of fast charging stations in the United States. ZipTrader let us know that JP Morgan initiated coverage on EVgo yesterday, and they gave EVgo a $20 one-year price target. That represents a 55% upside from Thursday's closing price. Now, if you have paid TipRanks access, you can see all the individual analyst price targets, and you can also click the articles to find out exactly what they're talking about. JP Morgan thinks EVGO will do well because unlike other competitors, EVgo is a fast charging station which allows consumers and fleets to recharge their vehicles faster. EVGO already has a lot of fleet contracts, and they continue to get more and more fleet contracts for the very reason that they are saving companies a lot of money in charging time and decreased downtime of their fleets. By the way, if you want to upgrade to the paid tier of TipRanks to get all the individual analyst information, I do have a link for it in the description of this video as well as a coupon code for 10% off. Now, EVGO ran up 5% on Thursday on the JP Morgan upgrade. I will tell you that technically, EVGO is bullish with the MACD rising, the RSI rising, and the candles above all of the EMAs. So technically, it does look like EVGO will continue to rise in the short term. And next up is LCID. This is Lucid Group, and they're an American EV manufacturer. LCID fell over 18% on Thursday. On Wednesday, there was a rumor that LCID would be shorted by Hindenburg. It turns out Hindenburg shorted a different stock that I'll talk about in a minute, but LCID still fell on Thursday. The reason is because LCID announced that they were selling $1.75 billion worth of convertible senior notes. Now, if you don't know what a convertible note is, they are bonds that pay the bondholder interest for a set period of time, in this case 5 years, and then at the end of the 5 years, those bonds convert into stock shares. Now, this convertible note offering was a little bit more complicated because the notes can be converted earlier than 5 years under certain conditions. So the effect is the same as a share offering. It dilutes the shares outstanding, which also dilutes the current shareholder value. And that's why LCID was down 18% on Thursday. Now, technically, LCID was already falling, but today's sell-off just confirmed the bearishness on LCID. I would not be surprised to see LCID drop below $30 before bottoming out. And the last stock we're going to talk about today is TGLS. This is Tecnoglass. They're a glass manufacturer for residential and commercial buildings. Now, if you're wondering which stock Hindenburg shorted on Thursday, this is it. As you can see, the stock tanked on Thursday, closing down over 36%. At one point, TGLS was down over 45% on the day. Someone on Twitter asked me if now would be a good time to buy in, and my answer was no. Just because a stock falls does not mean you should buy the dip. More often than not, after you buy the dip, the stock will just keep on falling. TGLS will most likely trade flat and down for the next few weeks. I would not be surprised to see TGLS fall well below the 300-day EMA. Now, that said, if you're looking at TGLS for a long-term hold, it is actually a value stock right now with a forward PE ratio of 13.46 and a price-to-sales ratio of 2.67. The problem is we just don't know what is going to happen in the short term. So I would only invest in TGLS for a long-term hold until the volatility dies down and TGLS finds a bottom. Just to let you know why Hindenburg shorted the stock, it basically had to do with the founders being former criminals that were convicted of some crimes. Hindenburg is basically saying that they don't believe TGLS is actually performing as well as they say they are, and that the founders are lying to us about the financials. Now, if you believe that, then I would stay away from TGLS, because if that turns out to be true, well then this could drop well below $10. But if it turns out that Hindenburg is just making crap up, as they usually do, then TGLS should recover, although it could be 6 months to a year before it does start recovering. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video and got a lot out of it. Comment down below what your favorite stock pick is. And if you're looking for a broker to trade with, you can sign up for Webull using my link in the description below. When you sign up for Webull using my link in the description below and deposit just $1, Webull's going to send you 2 free stocks worth up to $2,300. Now, if you're not a US resident, or if you're looking to trade OTC penny stocks, or if you just don't like payment for order flow, then I recommend Interactive Brokers. Interactive Brokers is a great trading platform. They have highly discounted trading throughout the world. Trade started just $1 US, $1 Canadian dollar, 4 euros, or 6 Australian dollars, depending upon where you live. And both Webull and Interactive Brokers both offer the full pre-market and after-hours trading from 4 a.m. until 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, I do want to remind you that there are material connections with both of those. So whenever you sign up for either one, not only are you getting a great broker to trade with, you're also helping me to continue to produce these great videos for you. Now, finally, I want to remind you to hit that like button, subscribe, and follow the page if you haven't already. I hope you have a lot of success trading, and I will see you tomorrow.